want to talk about Afghanistan for a second with two supporting clips.
All right.
Here we have whatever of Congress is in there, and you got one general, and everyone's hooting and hollering, yay, Afghanistan. They all know that the heroin is coming from, the poppies. But it's medical, it's pharmaceutical stuff. We had Purdue Pharma. No one really talked about it during the coronavirus lockdowns. We had other things to deal with, but billions of dollars in fines. No one went to jail. You need the base poppy for opioids, but when you want to turn it into heroin, or even if you want to turn it to opioid, you need a particular chemical that is mixed with the poppy sap. And here is a clip about one of the companies that makes that.
In May 2019, a small counter-narcotics unit was rolling down a country road in a rural part of Sinaloa, which was the center of the global drug empire created by El Chapo Guzman. They were overcome by a pretty powerful smell. They were literally stopped in their tracks, and it's one of the things that people on these counter-narcotics squads are looking out for, smelling out for in this case. So they got out of their vehicles, and through a clearing of trees, they found 5 cauldrons that were being used to produce heroin. And they also found 4 jugs of a chemical called acetic anhydride that was made by a major multi-billion-dollar American company, and the product brand was J.T. Baker. And that chemical is the only thing other than the sap from opium flowers that you need to manufacture heroin. And under international drug laws, it's one of the most highly controlled of these chemicals sold anywhere in the world.
Okay, the name of the company is Avantor, and that was from CNBC's Heroin's Hidden Ingredient. This chemical, as you heard, is highly regulated, but they find it in Mexico, and that's where the heroin is being made. It's highly regulated to obviously make opioids with it, legal stuff that gets people hooked, and then, of course, we get them onto the heroin. So let's talk about this. We've been talking about Indian companies on this show. This is a recent confirmation hearing of Vanita Gupta.
Ms. Gupta is the daughter of a gentleman who heads up a chemical company, produces all sorts of chemicals for a variety of legitimate purposes. And it looks like from her financial disclosure statement, he's been very successful, and so has Ms. Gupta, in family trusts worth tens of millions of dollars, much of it including the stock of Avantor, the company that her father heads. Well, I realize Ms. Gupta is not personally responsible as a shareholder in this company, but it is clear, I believe, from an investigative journalism story by Bloomberg, dated September 2020, that Avantor was selling acetic anhydride, an essential ingredient in converting poppies to heroin, for at least the last decade. She owns tens of millions of dollars worth of that stock. I've asked the Attorney General and the Security and Exchange Commission to look into Avantor's conduct, because if in fact an American chemical manufacturer has been selling acetic anhydride in the country where they know that it will be available to the criminal cartels and drug runners, and they should know that 92% of the heroin made in Mexico using acetic anhydride manufactured by Avantor and its subsidiary in Mexico, that's a serious, serious problem.
So Vanita Gupta was confirmed narrowly, and she is now our Assistant Attorney General. John, I thought big tech was the problem. If I look at big pharma, whether you call it India, China, Fauci, just all the big pharma all put together, they control everything. They touch everything. They touch every issue that we're talking about, from COVID to Afghanistan, everything. Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, it's all pharma related. It's worse than big tech.
Well, it's a lot cheaper to produce these products than it is to make chips.
Yes. I think we need to keep an eye on what's going on with these people. There's a lot of bad actors all pharma related, who are hovering and in this administration.
Yeah, on no agenda.